what's your secret? You got the kind of vibe that leaves one speechless. It could be model multitasking genius. Yeah, you got it all.
Welcome to Breakthrough Conversations with Rhoda and Company. This is where we explore the stories, the ideas, the inner work that shapes meaningful leadership and human connection. Today's guest has spent decades asking what I believe is a very powerful question, and that is, how can we help people remember who they really are? Michele Risa is a global speaker, a former Citibank executive, award-winning author, and conscious leadership practitioner whose work spans continents and cultures, from creating business incubators for women in post-Soviet Russia to empowering young leaders across the Middle East and universities here at home. Through her work at Collaborative Solutions Global and her groundbreaking program, Universities United, Michele helps individuals and organizations build agency, trust, and authenticity, especially in times of chaos. Her clients include Fortune 500 companies like Microsoft and MasterCard, and she has spoken on some of the world's most influential stages, including the World Economic Forum and TEDx Manhattan. And today we're diving into conscious leadership, navigating complexity, and what it truly means to lead from within. And I couldn't be more excited to have crossed Michele's path and for her to say yes to giving me the opportunity to speak with her. Michele, welcome to Breakthrough Conversations.
Thank you. And thank you for taking what I shared with you and putting it your own spin on it.
Yes, not a
So,
problem.
thank you. And because right? We just keep going and we sometimes forget some of the things that we've done.
You are a powerhouse, and it's pretty evident when I first started talking to you. And our audience they're in for a treat. So the first question I wanted to ask you, Michele, is that you've said that your work has always been driven by one question: how can we help people remember who they really are? What did that question? Where did it originate for you?
In all transparency, as a young adult in my own family, I was surrounded by others telling me who I am or who they saw me to be. How they interpreted my actions or my words. And I really struggled with many of those interpretations, and you might be able to relate. Or I would say many of us in the audience right, can relate to a conflict or at least a dichotomy between how others would suggest we are and who we truly know ourselves to be. Or I'll say it in a different way, to feel misunderstood.
Yes.
To feel misunderstood.
Yes.
And that in and of itself says to me, and it did, well, then who am I?
Right.
Who and why am I here?
Right. What is my purpose?
And then it led to, where am I going?
Yes.
And then it led to not just where am I going, how do I get there?
Yes. A beautiful journey.
I hope in our time together I can, share some of those insights, because I call that, Rhoda, agency.
Yes.
Right? And my definition, I know we have denotations and connotations. My connotation of agency is I take responsibility for this human being. Yeah?
Yes.
And I appreciate I can, as some of us do, find blame, whether it be our family or our government or fill in the blank. I'll just not go down the rabbit hole, right? And though that is certainly we can we do have events around us. Certainly, what I'm about and teach is how we can observe from a place of knowing who we are that impacts how we see it, how we interpret it, and how we respond to it. Yes? And with agency, it really enables us not to try to be all things to all people. We have integrity and we show up as we are, which is why it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be quite all right if any of what I was just saying you said to me, and Michele, I disagree with that.
Right. Although I wholeheartedly agree. I just think this is such a powerful question to ask yourself and play it all the way through, like you just described. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? How am I going to get there? Instead of allowing society or whomever to define for us. And I was just thinking while you were talking, boy, if someone had set me down and shared that wisdom with me when I was younger, I could have saved myself a lot of heartache and stress and anxiety. And you are doing that. You're meeting with young people at a really prime age, I think, where they could really avoid a lot of that. And to your point, decide how they're going to view the world in the situations and the experiences that are around them.
Yes, and one of my favorite three-letter words, and it's never too late. Rhoda.
Right.
Many of us are still carrying those old voices
Yes.
or interpretations of who others have thought we are.
Yes.
And to truly, and this is what takes courage in this, and it's a leadership program, it takes courage to ask that question. Like, and really with as much self-discovery, and I want to always add a tool, like how can I discover myself?
Yes.
I'll just say a tip is just as you and I are doing to discover who the other person is,
Yes.
asking me questions.
Yes.
You're sitting and listening. You're reflecting some things back to me. I agree with such and such, and you haven't yet said what you disagree with, but that would be okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And so I'll just say as a tip right now, it's never too late. And the how we discover who we are is to ask and just sit. And here's the hard part.
Yes.
In the unknown. Do not have that immediate answer. Here's who I am.
Yes.
Because we have, right, that need to say we know. We know everything.
Yes.
And I'm going to add another suggestion, especially in this time of chaos and uncertainty. The more we embrace and can sit in the unknown about ourselves, the more able we are to sit as the world is at chaos, as the world's in constant change. And we can then, instead of reacting to the events, we can then sit, observe, ask questions, and make wiser decisions how we proceed. So I hope, when I think you said in the reading, living from the inside out is part of what I advocate and experience. You want to make wiser decisions in your life, this is truly the way to, and maybe someone saying, not really, I'll just give one quick metaphor. When we have cold or flu, and I'm sure all of us have had the cold or flu, right? Does it not impact how we view the world and engage in the world when we have a cold or flu?
Right.
Right? We're in bed, we're sniffling, we're tired, we're feeling achy, right? The same, Rhoda. Same applies here. So it may not be a physical, it could be an emotional or a mental, right? Stressor.
Yes.
Those impact, again, our ability to observe, right? And again, and I'll say this, choose. And that word for me means freedom.
Yes.
Freedom to choose how we respond and choose how we move forward with it.
That is beautiful. And Michele, you don't know this, but I'm sitting exactly in a space right now of the unknown. My position was eliminated in September. I'm like asking myself those type of questions, like, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing for the rest this season of my life? How am I going to do that? What impact do I want to? I'm asking myself those questions. And to your point, you're right. If you're confident in understanding who you are, it will drive how you react to those stressors. So I have been right in that space. And I just got to a point the other day where I felt for the first time that I was at peace sitting, and I just could feel myself sinking into safety and trusting the process.
Well,
Yes.
and enjoy the safety of the process. And again, my
Right.
favorite word, Rhoda, when we think we know everything, it limits our ability to experience everything.
Yes.
Because we then say, nope, this is what I
Right.
know, and this is what I'm going to do. When we have the courage,
Yes.
say, well, what would happen if I just said, I don't know right now?
Right.
How can I explore the infinite possibilities?
Yes.
And there's an expression, we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
Right? So in those moments, if we, as you say, you have come to the peace and security of not knowing, it will. The universe responds to us energetically.
Yes.
And the moment we let go of I know,
Right.
right? The universe goes, all right then.
Right.
I'll send you some things that might surprise you.
Right. And that's what I got excited about the other day. I was like, I'm just excited. It's like waiting for a Christmas present. Like that's how I decided to look at it. Thank you.
So
That is so beautiful.
I hope others in your audience,
Yes.
there's so many unknowns, at least I
Right.
think, in this world. Change is happening rapidly, and
Yes.
some of us, not for all, but for some of us, in a painful way. You just lost your job. That's
Yes.
painful as well. Others are certainly being treated in a painful way. And
Yes.
just offer whoever's listening to go there as a patient friend of yourself.
Yes.
Sit and comfort yourself
Yes.
and be open to asking questions and having new discoveries.
I love it. Beautiful. Well said. So from post-Soviet Russia to the Middle East to U.S. universities, you've worked across vastly different cultures. What have you learned about human agency that transcends geography?
Okay. And I'm just going to make one minor
Correction.
correction. I am going to. Our universities are worldwide. So they are in Ghana, in Pakistan, in France, in the UAE, in Canada. Yes, we are in the United States. We had a graduation recently, and I'm now speaking with students from Cameroon and India and Afghanistan and Taiwan. All right, there's a need here, and I believe universities are a wonderful environment in which a revolution historically has emerged. So it's not me just speaking about it. So I just wanted to make clear, anyone in your audience who either has a child or grandchild in the universities, let's talk and see if any of these values resonate and this vision for a different world resonate, and be happy to share it with them. Let me say something, what many people hear about program. Because of the funding we already have, it's free. It's at cost to students. It's a 6-month program. Classes are weekly. It's all online because we are international.
Right.
We don't fly to each other's campuses.
Right.
We meet here. So anyway, I'm sorry that just
No, thank
it
you.
is. I'm sorry if we're doing that now, but it just seemed to come up.
And it sheds light on the vastness of it. So thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. And so that in and of itself would tell you, what is the common thread? What we really were talking about, which is we understandably carry what we've been told, as opposed to recognizing there's something within us each.
Yes.
It is so unique, right? And may go against what we've been told, quite frankly, right? Or with society,
Right.
how society sees us, right? And I appreciate that's very much prevalent these days, um, with certain people being told there are enemies, and we,
Yes.
and yeah, what we do with enemies, and so the common thread is to really forget how powerful we are, and I know we may have heard that. The goal here in this program is to help you experience that, and I hope even from the tips we've just been talking about.
Right.
There are those who can see there might be, even in the unknown, even in the losing a job or getting divorced, or, any one of many
Right.
events in life, that any apparent obstacle, with building our resilience, right? With our ability to be resourceful,
Yes.
again, tapping into those other qualities within us, we're capable of moving over, under, around, or through
Yes.
anything in our path. And of course, with our values, with grace, with
Yes.
empathy, with who we are, of course. So I would say I know that to be true. I know that to be true, regardless of your nationality, your religion, your age, your race,
Right.
blank, your
Right.
gender.
So true. So true. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Michele, why do you believe so many young people, especially young adults, they feel disconnected from their sense of self and purpose today?
And I was surprised when I saw that the suicide rate was the highest in that age group, because I
Wow.
honestly thought the older generation
Right.
would have that statistic, and that's not the case. And my short answer, because I know I've maybe given some longer ones, so I'll do short, is, they look at the world and they've been disenchanted. And I'll start with this country. We have a Constitution, a Bill of Rights that made promises, and yet there were clauses like, we're a democracy if we can keep it, right? There was never a certainty, right? That yes, we are breaking from our king in
Right.
England. There are new kings emerging.
Right.
And yes, where we are, have aspirations. And they've seen this experiment not work for many,
Right.
right? And we haven't, in my opinion, been honest enough to say we've addressed, or tried to address, I would add the word tried to address, whether it be, civil rights or voting rights, fill in whatever is important, climate. We've tried, and not, in my opinion, in a substantial and holistic way, right? And I'll be even more clear, just these are my opinions, and I appreciate people may disagree. There may have been wrongs and injustices done to people, and what hasn't been addressed is the hate and fear that underlines that.
Yes.
And as long as that has been simmering, and it has been, I believe that is why we have people doing and believing currently. So we're also an age where what I had at that time, I had more opportunities, or at least it appeared, to get a job. I think the age of them owning a home is in the 40s, and it
Yes.
was much younger.
Yeah.
And so there are just many, I would say, false promises that have not been kept. And so they're being very disillusioned beyond disappointment and feeling they've been left out. And so this program is an opportunity to truly begin to take ownership, agency,
Yes.
right? And it's easy to blame.
Right.
We've all been there, right? And now the question is, okay, this is the current situation.
Mm-hmm.
How can I make a difference? And that's
Yes.
the key to my life
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm speaking to you about. Every moment is, okay, that now occurred. How can I contribute
Yes.
there as well?
My 22-year-old son was home from college for the holidays. He just left this past Sunday, and he was sharing with me that he read that the average age for buying a home ownership now is 49 years old.
There we go. So I said the
Mm-hmm.
40.
You sure did. We just had that conversation. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah. So your program, Universities United, it emphasizes both the inner and outer communication. Why is inner work so critical to workplace readiness and leadership effectiveness?
Because as a leader, I need to have trust, to build trust, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so if I'm not speaking with integrity, right, no one on my team
Right.
will certainly trust me,
Right.
nor will they solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
They will. It certainly, you need trust to innovate, because when you
Yes.
innovate, you're experimenting with something new.
Yes.
You're only afraid of being judged, right? Because you might,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, make a mistake.
Right.
You're less innovative or creative,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this inner integrity translates into relationships,
Chips.
right? And
Yes.
we know everything in life, right? And some of us struggle
Yes.
with meaningful, and go back to that age
Mm-hmm.
group. They're scrolling and not experiencing
Right.
meaningful relationships. However, in life, for our health and well-being,
Mm-hmm.
as well as at companies,
Mm-hmm.
the new leadership is recognizing that the old profit-only model
Mm-hmm.
cannot be sustained nor is working. Look at our world,
Right. Right.
right? Many leaders, taking, of course, that approach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yet we're seeing more and more that those who do approach with empathy and communication skill
Mm-hmm.
and listen, and as a wise man, he's called the Dalai Lama. Don't know
Right.
if you've ever heard of him. The
Yes.
best gift we can give someone is the gift of being heard.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders are seeing that when we give that gift, we get back 1,000-fold.
Yeah, you get the best of people.
Exactly.
That is so true. Trust is very important. And you just listening to you brought another thought to my mind is the future leaders of these corporations are experiencing life way differently than we did. And they're in a scrolling age, as you just described, social media, the impact that it has in AI and all of that. Wow, I do wonder what's that going to translate into in the workplace in leadership roles, because they're missing out on. This is why they need to come to your program, because they're missing out on a lot of the social building and learning how to build relationships, and that's how we get things done.
And again, my favorite
Mm-hmm.
word, in addition to the meaningful relationship,
Mm-hmm.
to not be told how to think, but
Mm-hmm.
to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to think.
Yes.
With the amount of misinformation, and we know
Mm-hmm.
it's there, and
Yes.
hardly distinguish between what was AI generated or not,
Right.
right? Okay. So we have more challenges these days, right? The ability to be discerning,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't
Right.
just take what is in front of us
At
as
face
true,
value. At face
right?
value. It's so
Exactly.
true. Mm. So trust, authenticity, and being seen and heard are core to your approach. So what gets in the way of those things showing up in teams and organizations?
The opposite of much of what we've discussed.
Mm-hmm.
I have the answer. Please do what I say.
Right.
It was called the top-down approach, Rhoda, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was just do it, right? And I think more of us are learning, no, 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 from the bottom up,
Right.
right? And And the reason it's easier to do top down, because I can just say it, as opposed to learn how to inspire,
Right.
right? How to understand the struggles people are going through, right? So we can talk about, what it means to be in their shoes,
Yes.
right? And so then you can motivate me to leap outside my comfort zone and do something else. And that, again, goes back to the trust,
Right.
right? So top down no longer works. And I just want to say I remember being exposed to that in the 70s
Right.
when I went to, maybe some of your audience know of an ice cream place called Ben and Jerry's up in Vermont. And I remember for the first time learning about a triple bottom line. And I was like, what? It's just money. And they
Right.
went, oh, in addition to profit, care about our people. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, and they also cared about the planet, meaning the cows in this case, right? And when I began teaching that, I said, a triple bottom line. I think I'll add a fourth, right? And it was purpose.
Yes.
4 P's: profit, people, planet, and purpose. Yes.
I love that. I was speaking with a friend of mine who is a coach the other day, and I was telling her, really being vulnerable about how I have been feeling about, this job loss. And she asked me what did I believe my purpose was in life. And I told her that I believe it is to help people to reach their full potential and help them to win. And I get such fulfillment in watching people grow and glow. And she said, so Rhoda, based on what I know about you, let me ask you this. She said, did that job give you that opportunity?
And you said no.
I said, it was quite the opposite. Like, I felt like we had to raise our hand to go to the bathroom. It was so constraining, and I didn't feel free. And she said, and when we are not in alignment, the universe has a way of picking us up and plopping us down and aligning us. It's like just really shift my point of view and how I was thinking.
Exactly. And to our earlier conversation, because society says when you lose your job, it's a terrible thing.
Yes.
And that's not true.
It isn't.
You just told that story. So I would say, again, a tip: broaden your definition, right, of what's good or bad.
Right.
And I'm gonna add another example. I lost a job. I've been fired, actually. And oh my God, I've gone through a divorce.
Right.
Oh my God, and I'll add one more. I like triplets. I've enjoyed, and I'm putting that in quotes, the gift of cancer. All of them has done exactly what you just said.
Yes.
We think it's a terrible event.
Yes.
I understand society labels it that.
Yes.
Given what we've been talking about, take a step back.
Yes.
And say, beyond I appreciate what I've lost, and I'm not denying the sense of loss, might there also be something I'm to gain?
Yes.
Just ask the question.
Yes.
And I'll just do the last for myself. What I gained from having cancer is a greater, and the two words are coming to one, a preciousness of life.
Yes.
Right? A greater appreciation. That was what I was going to say. And what a gift.
Right.
To not take life for granted. Right? How precious a gift is that?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, to your point. To your point.
It is so true. And it reminds me, I've had a few gifts in my life as well, and near-death experience with kidney failure. And it did the same thing. It just opened me up, and I saw the world differently. And that's when I said, you know what do I want my legacy to be? I don't want people saying, when my work is done on earth, I don't want people getting up at whatever service they're having. I hope they don't have one because I don't want one. But I'll be gone, so I won't care. But anyway, I don't want them getting upset. She was a phenomenal HR executive. Oh my God, Rhoda was the best head of culture and inclusion ever. That's not what I want to be known for. And
There you go.
when I got sick, I remember that conversation with myself, and I said, no, I'm going to do things in the world outside of a 9 to 5 that really could write my legacy for me and leave the world a better place than it was before I got here.
And at the risk of being repetitive here,
Right.
the last thing as graduates do is they have begun to identify their legacy and they
Yes.
begin to live it.
Yes.
Not wait till they're 30, 40,
Right.
50, 60, 70, 80, etc.
Right.
We can begin to plant the seed and
Now.
begin to live our legacy now.
I love it. Living your legacy. So, Michele, you're especially passionate about working with university students. What gaps do you see between traditional education and what students truly need to thrive in today's workforce?
And again, these human-centric skills that we've been talking about, Rhoda. It isn't about learning the math or the biology,
Right.
philosophy, and as lovely as all of that is, and I'm not suggesting learning all of that isn't a gift and a privilege. What is missing at least in any educational institution, and they might have a course here or a course there.
Right.
More have come certainly online, but truly to explore our human-centric skills, all the ones that we've been talking about, right? The building trust, the empathy, the integrity, the who am I? I mean, all of that.
Yes.
And that is why, I feel we do provide, to bridge that gap.
Right.
I think what every or most universities offer and what this program offers.
I love that you're doing that. I call it's mission work. So if organizations and universities embrace a more conscious, human-centered model, what kind of future do you believe we could create?
And number one, let's learn to collaborate.
Yes.
Right? Stop thinking I can do this myself or any one university can. Columbia didn't call Harvard and Harvard didn't call Columbia when they were each on the chopping block.
Right.
So collaboration is key. Right? And I believe that's when sustainable change and meaningful change, like beyond the Band-Aid,
Yes.
asking the hard questions
I
for
agree.
sustainable change is possible.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Right? And so the answer for education is not just to get a job and get money. And I appreciate that. I said just.
Right.
I appreciate you need to earn money. You need to have a roof over your head and food on the table and etc. However, it has been in many parts of the world, that is all that's needed. You just have a job, and you were sharing one of yours. I've experienced it too.
Right.
Or it wasn't my best. Given an opportunity to discover my best.
Right.
Yes, it was a paycheck, and I felt compelled to continue there and didn't even think to ask the other questions
Right.
about what more I was to contribute to the world.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think I heard somebody say this before. I think it was a video or something on social media. And it said the way they describe the job of corporations are in place to pay us to not pursue our dreams and our purpose. Like, I forget how they worded it exactly, but I got what the message was.
And I will give them that responsibility.
Right.
I would somewhat take exception and say, excuse me, if you have agreed to that, can you please then take that as your own choice?
Right.
And I appreciate it's heavily pressured by society, maybe your family. I have commitments. I have a family I need to feed. I'm not diminishing the
Right.
importance, but we'll take your story. I shared some of mine, but
Right.
yours, right? That possibly this terrible event can totally open you to
New
a
possibilities.
way of, yes, exactly, of having another position in another
Yes.
organization
Yes.
where you can both and beyond both, yes, get a paycheck
Yes.
and fulfill your purpose with it.
Yes. Yes.
No doubt. No doubt. It's only our mind that says that's not possible.
Possible, right.
And you mentioned it also. We've said, "Oh, well, I'll do something outside the 9 to 5."
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we'll keep I have no choice here.
Right.
And I would just again say to your audience, no, don't compromise.
Right.
I'm not saying it's the quick fix.
Right.
It might be easier to just get a job. I mean, I was told you never leave a job unless you have another job.
Right.
And the moment I started truly changing as a human being, I quit Citibank. I quit without any other job
Right.
available. I didn't have anything planned, just knowing that it was time.
Right.
Stop being in what I considered a toxic environment and know that something else had to be next.
The other thing that we haven't come to appreciate and understand in society is the pause. We don't give ourselves permission to do so. So I've been saying this over and over when I talk to people. Oh, I've not had a job since I was 14. I'm 55. How ridiculous is that? Like, I've not had the opportunity to even pause to ask myself the questions that I've lately been asking myself and the questions that you're discussing here now. The pause is preparation. It can be and should be for what's next. But the pause isn't appreciated. Like, a great deal of it I've spent spinning out and full of anxiety and playing out a story, worst case scenario in my mind, which is totally not productive and counterintuitive.
And I think, Rhoda, in all fairness to all of us, when we were little, I'll speak for myself, but you may have had the same experience. We were frequently asked, "Well, what did you do today?"
Right.
Right? That's not a pause.
Right.
There was never a, "Gee, what did you think about today?
Right.
What did you discover today?" Right? Did you, well, I don't need to go down the rabbit hole, but you understand. So
Right.
in all fairness to us, we, I'll say what now is, I think, the substitute to what did you do today? Were you busy?
Right.
It's like, why? Do I need to be busy all day? Is that the litmus test for a good life? Right?
Yes.
No. So we've picked different words. The suggestion is the same.
Same, right.
Right. Not to gain insight, right? Not to discover something new, not to explore,
Right.
right? But to stay busy.
Yeah. People ask, are you staying busy?
Exactly.
As if it's the cure.
See? I knew that.
Yes, that is so true. Yeah, I love this. Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you some rapid fire questions, just 3. One word that best describes the world we're navigating right now.
Chaotic.
Yes. And one daily practice that helps you stay grounded amid the chaos.
Meditation.
Meditation, yes. And a message you wish every young leader could hear today.
Pause and get to know the depths of your own heart.
Yes. Pause and get to know the depths of your own heart. That is beautiful. And it's life-altering if we took the time to do that. Michele, I would love to have you sitting next to me every day. I had a Michele. This has been wonderful. I love your aura and your presence. I love your mind and your heart and the work that you're doing. Thank you so much, Michele. for reminding us that leadership doesn't begin with titles or roles, it begins within, the inside out job. Your work is a powerful invitation to slow down, to reconnect, and lead with agency, empathy, and courage, especially in times when the world, it really feels uncertain.
No doubt.
So, to our listeners, if today's conversation resonated, I encourage you to explore Michele's work at collaborativesolutions.global and learn more about Universities United and her conscious leadership programs. And as always, if this episode sparks something for you, share it, reflect on it, and most importantly, carry it forward in how you lead. Until next time, remember your breakthrough begins when you remember who you are. Thank you for listening.
Hey, what's your secret? You got the kind of vibe that leaves me speechless. It could be model multitasking genius. Yeah, you got it all. Hey, what's your story? A kick-ass mom and 40 under 40. A soccer practice in your high heel glory. Yeah, you do it all.